तो सत्य, ये जो बुद्धि पहले आपको बिल्कुल ही सीमित थी, वो असीम में उतर जाती है, और इसीलिए इसे कहते प्रबुद्ध। इसी को बुद्ध होना कहते हैं। बुद्ध ने भी कहा है कि बुद्धम शरणम गच्छामि, कि बुद्ध को शरण जाओ, माने ये कि तुम बुद्ध गति आओ, बुद्ध के गति पे आओ। बुद्धम शरणम गच्छामि, धम्मम शरणम गच्छामि, बैलेंस में आओ, धम्मम शरणम गच्छामि। और अंत में उन्होंने कहा है संघम शरणम गच्छामि, माने कलेक्टिविटी में आओ। संगम शरणम गच्छामि माने कलेक्टिविटी में आओ। सब एक ही बात कह गए।
And this is what we have to see, that we have to accept what we are, and we are the spirit. And if we are the spirit, then we have to live and enjoy and do whatever is necessary. But there are 4 things which Buddha has said very nicely, which all of you should say every morning, I think, to understand. So first he says, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. I surrender myself to Buddha. Means I surrender myself to my awakened attention, to my awakened consciousness. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. It is very important to know that he said it again and again. Then he said, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. That is, I surrender myself to my dharma. Dharma is not what is outside these religions which are mythical and which are gone into some sort of a perversions, but the religion within myself, the innate religion, I surrender myself to that, which is righteousness, which you know very well, what are the real things within us which gives us all the value system. Then the third thing he has said, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. I surrender myself to collective. You have to meet. I am trying my level best to get some place where you can all meet, even in the name of a picnic or anything, at least once a month. Sangham Sharanam Gacchami is very important, because then you know that you are part and parcel of the whole, that a microcosm has become the macrocosm, that you are a part and parcel of the Virat, that you become aware of it. And that is how things work out very fast. That is how we help each other. That is how we discover a person who is negative, that's how we discover who is not. We discover a person who is egoist, who is not egoist. That's how we discover the people who are not at all Sahajogis, claim themselves to be Sahajogis, and we just give them up. You understand? Without coming to the collective, without being collective, you can never understand the value of collectivity. It is so great. It gives you so many powers. It gives you so much satisfaction and joy that one must in Sahaja Yoga first pay attention to collectivity. Even supposing there is something missing, doesn't matter. You just become collective. While coming to collective, you don't have to criticize others. You don't have to call names of others. You don't find faults with them. But you introspect yourself and know that why, when everybody is enjoying themselves, why am I the one sitting down and trying to find faults? Must be something wrong with it. If you can just pay attention to yourself as far as the defects are concerned, then I am sure you will become much more collective than when you start seeing the defects in other people. And no use seeing. Supposing I have a spot on my sari, I better clean it. But if you have a spot on your sari, what's the use of looking at it? I cannot clean it. You have to do it yourself. It's a simple thing. It's a very practical thing. And this kind of a practical... Can you hear me, all of you? Such a practical thing has to be done to understand that Sahaja Yoga is the most practical. Is the most practical because it is absolute reality. So with all these powers, with all these understandings, with all this compassionate love, you have to be sure about yourself and know that you are all the time protected, guided, looked after, nourished, and helped to grow by this divine power which is all pervading. May God bless you all.